Welcome to South Sudan Diversity. My name is Tito.
President William Ruto has tasked all the public pension institutions to develop the framework that will ensure all the public's outstanding pensions are paid in full within the next 2 years. He's speaking during the pension stakeholder conventions on Friday, November 11, 2022, in Nairobi, Kenya.
And now, Peter Mwaneki will lead us in a brief prayer.
Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, we thank you for this gathering here this morning. As stakeholders in the retirement benefit sector, we thank you even for the opportunity to engage with the leadership of the nation, led by His Excellency, the President, Dr. William Ruto. We thank you, Lord, even for the initiatives that he is taking to engage with stakeholders in various sectors of the economy in order to forge partnerships and explore opportunities that will drive forward the development vision that he has for this nation. And so, Lord, this morning I commit today's gathering into your hands, praying for your presence, your wisdom, and the counsel of the Holy Spirit to guide today's discussions. I pray that they shall be fruitful and that the outcome of today's discussions and activities will speak to the needs and the aspirations and the hopes of the people of this nation. So we thank you for your presence from now until the end. And we bless you. In Jesus' name we pray.
With your permission, Your Excellency, please be seated. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, the Cabinet Secretary is present, the trustees, the chairman, fund managers and custodians, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, sir, welcome to the pension sector stakeholders engagement. The theme today, aligning the industry to the government economic plan. Allow me, sir, to invite the CEO, CPF, Finance Services, and the Chair, APTAC, Mr. Jose Akili, to make his brief welcome remark. Welcome, Mr. Chair.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, the Cabinet Secretary for Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, Moses Kuria, the Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives, Honorable Chelugui, the Cabinet Secretary for Infrastructure, Roads Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed trustees, administrators, fund managers, and custodians. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to this stakeholder engagement forum today. I thank all of you for being part of this exciting industry conversation that will provide us all with an opportunity to share knowledge, experience, and deliberate on how we can play a more active role in shaping the future of our country. I particularly wish to take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to all the trustees to this conversation. To the trustees who are being the lawful owners of the pension scheme assets on behalf of their members. Ladies and gentlemen, at APTAC, our principal objective is to act as a representative body for trustees, administrators of Kenyan pension schemes who fall within the description of professional trustees and pension fund administrators. And at this point, I would like to recognize them by having them stand so that His Excellency can know the trustees and the administrators we have here, and custodians and fund managers. Let's start with the trustees. Please stand. Those are a section of your trustees, Your Excellency. They have heeded our call to be here today. Please be seated. Can we have the administrators quickly upstanding? The administrators, okay, we have a few. Fund managers, please. All the fund managers we have today. You can see a section of them, Your Excellency. And then custodians, we have custodians here. I think there are just a few. There are the banks. That is, and then we have actuarial service members of the Actuarial Society. Are they here? Yes, we have. I thought I saw Sandeep somewhere. Yes. Thank you very much. We also have private equity funds and DFIs. Please, if you are here, let us CEO standing so that you can be seen. We have RBA, Mr. Mashira. We have NSC, CMA, I think it's sorry. Thank you very much. And then also IRA. We have all our regulators here, sir. I think we have SASRA also. Okay, I believe they should be around. We seek to provide a multi-stakeholder platform for deliberations, discussions, and consultation on prudent trusteeship and administration, as well as make recommendation to policymakers like yourselves with a distinct aim of improving the pension industry. Our membership comprises individuals, administrators, and retirement benefit schemes registered under the Retirement Benefits Act. Other interested individuals who qualify to be members under the association's constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, the industry has been engaged in discussion on areas of mutual benefit for both the members we represent as well as the government of Kenya. We firmly believe in the need to espouse the ESG framework in everything that we do, taking care of the environment, ensuring the maximum attainable social benefit for our members and communities, and within the right governance framework. Impact investing is a timely response to several increasing uncertainties facing our country, Kenya, today. Challenges such as climate change, high unemployment rates, lack of access to basic housing and sanitation, lack of access to truly universal health care for every citizen are just but a few of the real challenges that a majority of Kenyan citizens face today. The need to sustainable, impactful business are among several issues that require immediate and collaborative action. If we are to turn the tide around, it is possible. At APTAC, we strongly believe in leading the way in coming up with innovative ways of solving our country's problems for the benefit of our members, as well as our stakeholders and the government of Kenya. Government of Kenya happens to be a very key stakeholder to us. Ladies and gentlemen, key among the identified investment opportunities are affordable housing and public infrastructure. Your Excellency, we are very cognizant that pension funds across the world are actually the real key partners of the governments of those countries in terms of providing infrastructure and such like the housing. We were able to see a case study today, this morning, of what has happened just in the small area in local government in the UK, where pension funds have really made a big difference in social housing and affordable housing. If you'll have time, we'll be able to show you that particular case study. Also across the world, Your Excellency, pension funds are the investors in all the large public infrastructure, be it from pipelines, be it ports and airports, be it hospitals, be it railways, be it whatever. Pension funds do them across the world. Why not Kenya? The housing sector, ladies and gentlemen, the key among the identified investment opportunities are affordable housing and public infrastructure. The housing sector, as you may all be aware, is one that received continued underinvestment in the past, which has seen informal settlements mushroom in all our cities and urban areas. The Kenya Kwanza government has identified housing sector as a key pillar that can effectively be addressed through partnership with institutions such as pension schemes. Many pension funds around the globe have participated in such projects which aim to provide decent and affordable housing to its people, stimulate economic growth and spur industrial growth, thus creating employment while lifting the standards of living of the people. It is worth noting that such a venture would demand investment-grade projects on the supply side. Indeed, housing is one of the economic sectors that can revitalize the economic growth due to its forward and backward linkages. Investment in the affordable housing component will contribute positively to other facets of the economy. In line with this, I would like to challenge all of us gathered here today to think broader and deeper about how pension funds can contribute to this space. The solution to the problem that our nation faces in providing for the vulnerable in the society lie with us, the industry stakeholders. Allow me to also make a few recommendations to the policy direction our industry should strongly consider in order to realize the gains we are discussing today faster. I wish to make a proposal to have housing included in the RB guidelines as a mandatory benefit for all retirement scheme members. Like in the Singapore model, housing should be stipulated as a pre-retirement benefit for the pension funds. Further, separate accounts can be created for the different needs to ensure pension savings are comprehensive in addressing the members' needs, such as education for their children while they are working, medical savings, and housing. This will enhance the attractiveness of saving in a pension scheme. So in other words, Your Excellency, we are talking about pensions plus. Pensions plus means you provide the solutions to the human life in one touch, one bullet. An amendment of the 40% withdrawal assignment, and which is also given for mortgage clause in the Retirement Benefits Act, should be made so that we actually increase it to 60% of the member saving, but convert it into a loan arrangement so that the members do not deplete the pension funds. So in other words, let the members borrow their own money and return it back when they are working. And this can be done, Your Excellency, at concessionary rates of interest for the members of that scheme, and as a result, they will be much more willing to also ask their trustees to put their money into this game. The ESG framework internationally to be entrenched as part of our investment policy documents by our pension funds. I think we as a country, and Your Excellency, you are driving the agenda of climate change. We must only support your cause. You can't be preaching about climate change initiatives and we are not doing anything as pension funds. So going forward, we want to suggest to our fund managers and our members that we must also invest under the ESG framework. We also want to put forward a proposal to provide an incentive to pension schemes who come together in the form of an umbrella arrangement for the economies of scale. One is to support, first, by having our regulator award pension funds which are ascribing in their investment policies to ESG and reporting the same during their financial reports. Two, those pension funds which are supporting their members to deal with the problem they have, which is housing. Those who are also dealing with issues of long-term nature. Our fund managers, because of the nature of and the structure of our industry, have been more they invest short-term instead of long-term. So we want a structure whereby maybe the contracts of our fund managers can be extended so that they don't have to think in a short term. So we ask our regulator, let's look at the CMA as well as RBA. Fund managers worry about being their performance. If you look at their 3-year contracts, can we extend it longer at least so that they can really do a good job? We are also saying the fund managers should be able to demonstrate how they are implementing these guidelines as soon as they are put in place, so that they think in a short term of, let's say, 3 years, how they are investing in a 5-year and longer period, and then the long term. So that a fund manager can be able to start a project like, let's say, investment in alternative asset class and leave it to the other fund manager who take over and continues. So that they don't just have to worry about, I will not finish this job. In closing, sir, I wish to thank all our members, institutions, for taking a lead role in shaping the industry through their proposals aimed at taking advantage of this opportunity. Even as we work with the government, the work relation of these shared objectives, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, His Excellency the President, for gracing this occasion. To our sponsors, speakers, delegates, and key stakeholders that have made this possible, we say this is just the beginning. This is the first of many consultative fora, and we thank you for being part of these initial steps. I am confident that the future is bright and that the retirement benefits industry will breathe new life into the economy and yield a positive and inspiring future for all Kenyans for many years to come. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much. I seek the indulgence of those who will get a minute to speak. We all understand the schedule of His Excellency the President is a busy schedule, and I'll request that if you can take 2 minutes each, His Excellency will be able to give us his remarks and also proceed to the other events. Your Excellency, sir, allow me now to invite Mr. Tom Mulwa, the Managing Director, Liaison Finance Group, to make his brief remarks. Sir, kindly make it 2 minutes.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, your Cabinet Secretaries, Mr. Honorable Moses Kuria, the Minister for Trade and Investment, Honorable Simon Cherengui, Minister for Cooperatives, Honorable Mulkomen, Minister for Transport, your PSS, and the Chairman of HAPTAC and the leadership of HAPTAC, trustees, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Your Excellency, allow me to thank you most sincerely for finding time from your busy schedule to be with us today. I heard you mention, Your Excellency, that this is your first time to be here, and we are very happy that you could come. In 2011, Your Excellency, some visionary men and women sat down. We sat with the Alberta University of Canada, and we defined a program to train trustees so that we may defend the pension industry. The output of this ultra-modern facility, I was privileged to be the chairman of that committee, and we led a team, and in 10 years, we have been able to create that 13% economic deepening. And all the trustees you see here, Your Excellency, have been certified in a written, seated exam. So they are professionals of high repute, and Your Excellency, we cannot thank you more for blessing this occasion personally. Your Excellency, when we talked, you told us to walk the talk. You challenged us to stand and be counted in the economic development of our motherland. You challenged us to move out of our armchairs and make our hands dirty in creating a decent lifestyle for Wanjiku and other Kenyans. Your Excellency, you told us that it is not a privilege to be in business, but we needed to go out there and demonstrate our values by using that position to add value to Kenya. As we did that, Your Excellency, you reminded us not to leave anyone behind, and we have not left anyone behind. Your Excellency, you followed this call with a commitment that you will personally follow through our action plan. And your presence here is a testimony of that commitment. We cannot thank you more, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, you have also given us a brigade and a battalion, and sometimes we wonder whether, Your Excellency, you have done some blood transfusion in your government. Honorable Moses Kuria must have taken a part of your blood. We have not slept since the 10th of October working on this initiative. He has even given us a tag name of this initiative because he doesn't want it to die. That's why you see Sanduku here, Your Excellency. Your CS as Treasury, Professor Njuguna Ndungu is also one of us, and he also been infused by your execution of programs. Your entire government, including the two CSS you are with here, have also borrowed that cue from you. It will be a shame if we let that privilege go down without taking advantage of it. Your Excellency, the people you see here are businessmen. They are trustees entrusted with pension schemes and pensioners' money, and we do it for a return. And we are sure that, and you have assured us that we are not lost for that call. And you will support us to make sure that we do make those returns as we create impact to Kenya. I now have 1 minute, Your Excellency, but I must say we have followed your mantra of planning with execution, and we formed a small committee. That committee has developed a product which we have presented to you, Your Excellency. We also identified some key constraints, and you personally unlocked those key constraints so that we may have a product which can create a return for our people in the pension. Your Excellency, we will be sitting here after you take leave to refine it and make sure that that commitment sees results, because we are walking the talk. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tom Mulwa. Your Excellency, now allow me to invite the Acting CEO, Kenya Development Corporation, Mr. Chris Hooker, to...
Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief in Defense Forces, CS Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry, Honorable Moses Kuria, CSS President, Chairman of APTAC, Mr. Jose Akili, distinguished guests, players of the industry. Your Excellency, KDC, as you know, is one of the government investment arm. We are committed to be part of the Sanduku initiatives that was started by the ministry. Our part is mainly to mobilize government resources and support the enterprises in terms of long-term and short-term funding. And for me, is to call upon the players in the industry, especially the pension sector industry, to look at the projects and programs that are ready under Privatization Commission that needs for us now to divest, Your Excellency, from mature investments so that we recapitalize KDC and also support the government priority projects. Our objective is to identify the projects that are within the government high priority, high impact, so that we support the economic and social transformation according to the Kenya Kwanza. We have two also in the finance sector that are investor ready so that we actually divest. They are mature and ready for any investor within the pension industry to now come in so that we use that fund now to recapitalize and support government priority high-impact projects. So with that, I say thank you, and we are part of the Sanduku initiative, and we are happy to drive your agenda, Your Excellency. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Chris. Your Excellency, allow me now to invite Mr. Geoffrey Odundo, the CEO of Nairobi Security Exchange, who will make his brief remarks. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Your Excellency the President, Honorable William Ruto, Cabinet Secretary in charge of Investments, Trade and Industry, Honorable Moses Kuria, Cabinet Secretary in charge of Cooperatives, Honorable Chelugui, Cabinet Secretary in charge of Roads, Transport and Infrastructure, Honorable Murkomen. PS is present, the Chairman of ABTAC, ladies and gentlemen, trustees, good morning. Your Excellency, it's been a very delightful moment. I think the month of November is very memorable to us. This is almost the 4th or 5th time we're interacting with you. We almost feel that you're one of us. I think we should give you what you call a broker number because you're actually doing a higher turnover than some of our brokers. And with that, I would like to just tell our industry players to stand up so that we can recognize them, the transaction advisors, stock brokers who are present here. I mentioned to you in the room that these are Kenyans, so we don't have to import any talent. Your Excellency, we're very happy that through the intervention and initiative of your CS Moses Kuria, you have really ignited the market. And you have actually put the capital markets at the very center of the transformation of this economy. We do have a very, very well-established market. We rank among the top 5 in Africa, but we have never utilized it this optimally. And products such as the REITs, Your Excellency, is actually the most efficient vehicle to aggregate assets of these trustees. We are bringing in market a concept that was actually set up in the 1960s. It's proved, tried, and tested, so we're not actually experimenting with the product here. We launched this product in 2015, Your Excellency, and to date we have aggregated assets of close to 20 billion. These are in three different REITs. Very soon, I think Jose Akili will be bringing his REIT. And so it's something that is gaining currency, and we can use it. Benefits, it has tax benefits, and we are sure that once the trustees onboard this, Your Excellency will be able to accelerate the program that you have. And we have also got many other products, Your Excellency, that can be utilized by the government to, again, access pension fund assets. And we're going to see how we can work together towards that. So ours is to thank you, and at an appropriate time, we'll bring you a red jacket to signify how important you are to us in the market. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Geoffrey Odundo from the Nairobi Security Exchange. It is now my singular honor and duty to invite the Cabinet Secretary for Trade, Investment and Industry, Honorable Moses Kuria, to speak and invite His Excellency to address the gathering. Karibu Waziri.
Thank you, Excellency. Welcome to this gathering, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, my cabinet colleagues, CS Murkomen and CS Chelugui, the chairman of ABTAC, and all the officials. Good morning. Your Excellency, we are here because of the new conversation that we have agreed on, that we need to have a new conversation based on investment, based on trade, based on opportunities, and based on shared prosperity. That's why if you look at there, we are calling, the tagline of our ministry is a new passport. There's still the old passport, it's still being used. The old passport, where the new passport. So that you can be able to share the opportunities that you have to drive this country forward. We have agreed with these people, and you have given us tremendous support. that we don't have a problem of opportunities. Opportunities are there, and we have shared opportunities to partner with APTAC and with the financial industry, the pension funds, SACCOs, insurance companies, Islamic finance institutions. So opportunities are not the problem. We have agreed on opportunities in the road sector. That is why I brought my customer, CS Murkomen, whom I'm trying to convince to also take up the new passport, because somehow kidogo amekwama na ile passport ya ile ya zamani, yeah. And my partner in the new passport, the provider of money, CS Cherugui, whose SACCOs are here, SASRA is here, who are partnering. And I want to tell you, Excellency, that the SACCO industry, the SACCO movement is right inside this initiative to partner with the pension funds and insurance companies in providing this solution. We have got also PS Singa, who is away, and CS Zachary, they are away, but they are part of this initiative as consumers of providers of the solution within our housing, our special economic zones, our EPZ. Most critically, as Chris Hooker said, our privatization program, which we have requested that we fast track the repeal of the privatization law, so that we can be able to free up the opportunities that we have with Kenyans to share into this. One of the things I like about these people is that whatever solutions we come up with, we have got ready liquidity, a ready avenue through Nairobi Securities Exchange, and 28 days after you are swearing in, you became the only living president to ring the bell at the stock exchange. So it's not something that we take for granted, and I'm sure Jeff, in true African tradition, owes you a goat, because the market has continued to rise and rise and rise after that act. As I conclude, I want to say that I've been having discussions with a lot of our foreign partners, and they are really very happy with this initiative. I just had a meeting today with the American ambassador, and he has confirmed that the pension funds and the mutual funds from the US are watching this very closely. I'm having discussion with other foreign countries who also want to give us their pension funds, their private equity, their mutual funds to come and partner with this framework that is really freeing us from the old conversation. So safari imeanza, and now it is no longer talking. I normally talk a lot, but I will not talk, because what these people have more is less of words and more of money. So with those few remarks, I want to ask that we are standing as I welcome the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, to address this gathering. Welcome, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Tafadhali tuketi chini. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Moses. Ministers present, the chair of the Association of Pension Managers and members present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Jambo. I have a speech, but I don't know whether I should read it or we should just have a conversation. First, let me say the following. I am truly grateful that I have gotten an opportunity to come and share this occasion with you. As people who manage our pensions as trustees, and as people who work with us to make sure that our retirement is secured. I also want to thank all the players in this space. As Jeff has said, I have spent a bit of time to try and understand and to try and work with you so that we can, all of us, understand where we are, what we need to do, where we need to go, and how to get there. And I've been around so much that now Jeff wants me dressed in a red jacket. Jeff, I have no problem putting on a red jacket, but I would prefer it if it has a lace of yellow. But to speak to this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, let me say a couple of things. Where we are as a country, and I want to appreciate the pensions who have really supported us whenever we have gone to the market to borrow money to run the affairs of government. The pension schemes have always been there to support us. You have, I think I'm told that 47% of your pension savings from your schemes, you put it in government paper. And I want to say thank you very much for supporting us. I also know that we have some huge pending bills owing by government institutions, by public institutions, that is owing to pension schemes. And I want to undertake, because I am looking forward to a win-win relationship between you as pension managers and administrators and trustees and us as people who work in the public sector. And I want to commit. I have told your leadership that I want to agree with you on the monies that our parastatals, universities, public institutions owe you. I want a framework where we will make sure that we pay all that money in the next 2 years. So I want us to agree. I know it's a lot of money, but I want us to agree on a framework. And the ministry concerned will provide a framework where we can sit with the leadership of our pension schemes and trustees and managers so that we can agree on a framework, because it is not right that we have collected money from your members and we have not remitted to your schemes. I think we just need to right the wrongs and make sure that every money that we have collected, every money that is due to our pension schemes must be made available to our pension schemes, to the SACCOs, and to all the other infrastructure that help us with savings in the country. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm looking forward to you and the ministry working together between the ministry responsible for investment. That's not a very good place to be. I don't want to say you have urged us on to borrow more, because you need a place to invest your savings. But I also want us to agree, because I undertook to the people of Kenya that we have to relook at our debt situation as a country. And that is the reason why I have instructed the Ministry of Finance to work with all the other ministries so that we can shave off 300 billion shillings from this budget of this year. It's not a simple assignment. It's not an easy thing to do, but I promise you we will do it. because it's the right thing to do. We will have to delay some of the projects we have. We will have to postpone some of them. We will have to relook at some of the interventions. I have seen reports that we have slowed down on trips abroad and many of the other things, and made sure that we are removing the fat from our budget. I promise you, because I will not be the president that will continue the journey of taking our country into debt. It's going to be a difficult choice, but I don't see an option. We just have to make those choices. So, and we are going to rationalize the budget and be able to look at what else we can do even next year. I have also given instructions to the Ministry of Finance that yes, we will go to the market, and if we find that in the market we cannot find money at 10%, we will go back and relook at other sources. It's not possible for us to borrow at beyond 10%. Anything 12, the last borrowing that we did was at 14%. That is unacceptable. And that's the trajectory we are going. I don't know whether it is good news for you. I don't know whether it is bad news, but that's where we are going. I'm sorry, gentlemen and ladies, because this is your country as well. I don't think anyone seated here would approve us to continue borrow and take our country to debt in a way that is not sustainable. True or not true? Yeah? So we have to balance things out. I know high interest rates are good for So, having said that, I'm acutely aware that we must also provide opportunities for you as people who work with us in making sure that we grow our savings. We must give you alternative products that you can buy into for your long-term assets. I know you're also aware that at the moment we are our revenues are only 14% of GDP. We have countries that go all the way to 30, 35%. But for the size of our economy and for our region, I am very confident that we can do between 22 and 25% of our GDP. And I have every intention to ensure that our Kenya Revenue Authority and all of us work together so that we can raise sufficient revenues through our taxes to be able to take charge of our development and to be able to progressively get our country away from huge debts that we have today. It is the moral thing to do, it is the right thing to do, and I am asking you, as I ask all of us as Kenyans, to work together towards doing that which is right and ensuring that we raise our personal development programs to retire our debts, and to set the correct footing for our country, because we can do it. It is possible for us to do it. We just need to work together, be disciplined, get things right, everybody working together in a synergized manner. We can get our country in the right place, and I have every intention of providing the leadership for us to get there. Ladies and gentlemen, as we work on reducing debt and borrowing and raising revenues so that we can fund our development and reduce government borrowing, we will give more space for borrowing by business, by entrepreneurs, by the private sector, so that they too can fire the engines of our growth. Because continued government borrowing at the level that we have is squeezing out the private sector, denying the private sector the resources to be able to drive their enterprises and the economy of our country. Having said that, and I have given my unsolicited, unequivocal undertaking that I intend to work with the public sector so that we can pay all our dues to your schemes, so that you can build the resources to be able to benefit your contributors. As we do that, we are also working to make sure that as a country we raise our savings. At the moment, it doesn't matter how you look at things. It could be anywhere between 10 or 12%, depending on what numbers you are working with. But we should be able to do better than that, possibly double our percentage of savings as a percentage of GDP. We should be able to do that. It is possible, and we can work together towards achieving that. I have already, we're working with the teams to make sure that we provide pathways and interventions and a framework for Kenyans to do more savings as they do business. For example, we have built around the Hustler Fund that it's going to be a fund that is not only going to promote affordable credit, but it is intertwined with a savings component in it that is also mandatory. Because that way we can begin to build our savings as a country. So, having said that, and I have said some of the right things you want me to do, I also want to make an offer to you as pension schemes. And this is the offer I want to make to you. I want to simplify your investments. I know many of you, you go buy a piece of land somewhere, it is controversial, you go to court, you spend so many years in court, you have locked your contributors' resources. Sometimes it's difficult. Many Kenyans also, over the weekends, you find them, going to this place and that place looking for this 50 by 100. Many of them are conned. Some of, we have so many brokers, not the ones like for the stock exchange, but the other brokers who sometimes are fraudsters. So we want to make sure that we help Kenyans from being conned in looking for plots left, right, and center. We also want to assist you instead of wasting all your time looking for pieces of land this way, that way, and the other place. We want to consolidate all that in our housing program. And we will make affordable houses ready for you to either sell to your members or invest in for those who want mortgages on long term. We will sort out all the challenges for you. We will make sure that you have a ready product. You don't have to look for pieces of land left, right, and center. You don't have to go quarrel with people. Leave that to us. We will do that for you. We will give you a ready product. All you need to do is to move ahead with that. I don't think you could ask for more, honestly. I know many of you here seated here. Some of your pensioners have been conned, fake plots, fake titles, fake this, fake that. So please, I'm giving you an offer that you participate with us in our housing program. We have already negotiated affordable houses. We have a backlog of 2 million houses. We have a shortage of 200,000 houses every year. And we want to make at least 60% of the 200,000 houses that should be built in Kenya every year to be affordable houses. We will have a small section of social housing. We want to work with our pension schemes to make it easy for you to invest by giving you a product that is ready, investment grade. That's what this Kiliman keeps telling me. You must give us a product that is investment grade. So I am offering an investment grade product to the pension schemes. I am making things easy so that you can invest in and we can all secure the resources of your contributors because they are our collective national resources. We don't want them spent in an inappropriate manner. Secondly, I am making you another offer. In our infrastructure, we have several roads that we want to construct and some that are halfway done. We want to work with you, and you have many professionals here. The good gentleman who spoke about this gathering, they said, these are people who are tested, they've gone to class, they have been examined, and they have passed the exam. So I do not have any doubt in my mind that we have the requisite knowledge for us to structure an instrument that you can invest in our infrastructure development. I have available every year from the Kenya Roads Board about 40 billion shillings that I can pay you every year. Ring-fenced. It's not, we are not, and it is in its own account. It's not part of the money I use to do other things. It is dedicated, and I want to agree with you how I can pay you these 40 billion shillings every year if you give me the money to be able to finish these roads and to do infrastructure, which your members will use. See, ni win-win. Please, good people. So I want the good people, the intelligent people. You know, some of us are not as intelligent as the people here. So let them sit down with my good minister here. I brought Kipchumba Murkomen here as the minister for roads so that he can listen to what we are saying. He is ready for us to have a conversation. How proud will you be if you can not only make your pensioners benefit, but also contribute to developing your country? You can proudly say, we built these roads. That is the win-win relationship I am looking for from you. I am told you are the people who make the decisions. I was talking to some other people, and then they told me, no. There is another group, another gang called Trustees and administrators. Those are the people who make the decision. So wakati nilisikia ati mmekusanyana hapa nikasema wacha nikuje. You know, this is the offer I am making. And I'm going to ask you the following. I'm also giving you another chance. Because you now can invest. Because I have said, going forward, I will not be borrowing. But I am ready to borrow from you. Yeah? Because you are doing a good job. And I know the ultimate beneficiaries are the citizens of our good country. Many of them in doing many small jobs. So you are the people I want to work with because I know ultimately. So nimekuja hapa tukubaliane na nyinyi. Nyinyi mko na pesa, lakini mimi nataka niwaombe hii pesa yenu tusitumie kusukuma hii nchi iende kwa madeni. Tutumie kutengeneza nchi ambayo iko na infrastructure ambayo itafaidi Wakenya wote. Kama ni barabara, ifaidi Wakenya wote. Kama ni manyumba, we already have 6.5 million people living in slums. I was in Kibra to begin to progress the slum upgrading project, where we are building the next 5,000 houses, and then we'll do another 5,000. God willing, by the end of my term, I want Kibra to be a real estate, not a slum. And we are going to succeed if you guys agree to work with us. Are we together? So, because you are the people who make the decisions on the other side, and I am the person who makes the decision on this side, we can finish this meeting here. Sindio? Hakuna haja ya kwenda tena kuongea sijui wapi nini, you know, unless you guys are not persuaded, because you know this is our country and we must push it in the right direction. It may look to you, for example, that maybe this is out of the ordinary, you know. This is not what you usually do. But let me give you a bit of background, you know. And forgive me if I'm taking too much time, maybe. Yeah. Let me give you an example. When we came into office in 2013, we had only 2.3 million people connected to electricity. 2.3 million. And we were trying to figure out how do we do this thing differently? Yeah? How do we do it differently? So after consultation and discussion back and forth, we decided, okay, why don't we do this thing differently? Because I was persuaded by one gentleman who told me, listen, Mr. Deputy President, that time, the problem is we have many transformers all over the country that can carry between 300 and 500 people, but at the moment it's carrying only 15 or 10 people. The other 200-300 people are not on power, because we have said for you to be connected to power, you must pay 70,000 shillings for you to be connected. And that is why so many people who cannot raise 70,000 are living in darkness, and the transformer is sitting outside their house. So what did we do? We decided, let's do this thing differently. Let us connect everybody for free who is electricity. No magic required. No magician needed. Simple change of approach. Are we together? So I'm just giving you an example. I can give you an example of what we did with roads. We have doubled the kilometers of tarmac in Kenya in the last 10 years, again by changing the building regulations. So I am encouraging you that we've been here before. We can do this thing together. We can do it if you agree that we relook at it. We have enough professionals here who will make sure that they can structure the right instruments for you to invest and for us to grow our country. I came here to make this speech to you guys as leaders in our country, as leaders in the pension sector, and I am looking forward to working with you, because I know that you want an opportunity for your pensioners to get a fair return, but you also want to be part of the development of our country. And that brings us together. I want to leave it there for now, and to request that you seriously make this consideration, and I am willing, I am ready, I am available to further this discussion this afternoon or tomorrow. I am ready, because I think these are decisions that will make our country make the needed leapfrogging and accelerating our development as a country. I want to thank you very much for accommodating me and listening to me. And I look forward to working with you as members of the pension fraternity. We will make the necessary adjustment. I know somebody has asked me whether we can change the Employment Act to provide that every employer must provide for a pension scheme. Mutually contributed between the employer and the employee, so that we can all move together. I will give it very serious consideration, and you will hear from me shortly on that particular subject. Do not Do not shy away from making proposals to us on what can improve this space. You are the practitioners, you are the professionals, you are the wearers of the shoe, so you know how it feels where. So we are going to work with you, and I'm going to provide as much avenues for us to consult and to work together as will be practically possible. You are aware also that our stock exchange is something that we need to consider in terms of also raising capital in many other aspects, and it also acts as an avenue for you to be able to release.
May we appreciate His Excellency with a more heartier clap. Thank you. Sir, you may resume to your seat, sir. With your permission, sir, now, I invite all of us to look at the screens as His Excellency the President launches for us the Sanduku initiative at the count of 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Thanks for watching. Please feel free to suggest any topics to be covered by South Sudan Diversity, and remember to subscribe if you like what you see.